Aloha. You're watching F5 On Demand. I'm Technical Marketing Manager Peter Silva. We're here in Orlando, Florida for the Microsoft Exchange Conference 2012. And we're fortunate to have Jaap Vesalius with us today, is that correct?
Yeah, you pronounce it pretty well, thank you.
Thank you. And he's a consultant from the Netherlands, and in fact, he just finished a session called Load Balancing in Exchange 2010, and I just thought it'd be interesting to catch up with you, and for those who might not have been able to attend your session, can you give us a little synopsis on what it was about?
Yeah, my session was basically on how to set up load balancing in Exchange 2010. It says Exchange 2012, but that's a typo, I guess. And so it's the old school version, and I'm talking about how to set up load balancing, the important aspects like routing your traffic, 1-arm, 2-arm setup, persistence options, all that stuff, and what it means for Exchange and the various clients.
And what are some of your maybe conclusions in terms of load balancing Exchange, or maybe some of the challenges that organizations face when trying to provide high availability for Exchange?
Yeah, when you have one site, one location, one data center, it's not that difficult. But when you want to achieve high availability, site resiliency, then it becomes more difficult. On the other end, I see customers struggling with all the various options like Outlook Anywhere, Outlook, MAPI traffic, static ports, the cache array, stuff like that. Certificates, very important. And that's what most customers are struggling with.
Yeah. And then also, being a Microsoft expert and consultant, there's been obviously a number of stories and certainly concerns maybe from customers that TMG is announced end of life. And so I just maybe wanted to get some of your impressions on that and challenges customers may face and then ways that they can then solve that themselves.
Yeah, well personally I have never been using TMG. Okay. Because I have a firewall and then directly my client access servers. You can use a hardware load balancer like the F5 between the firewall and the client access server, and the F5 can do the pre-authentication for you. So there's a special module who can do the pre-authentication based on LDAP or NTLM or Kerberos authentication or whatever, and that's a very cool solution, and it's also a good replacement for F5. I won't say you have to rip and replace your TMG immediately.
Of course
but
not, sure.
Yeah, but for new deployments, it's a good alternative, yes.
Excellent. And then I wanted to ask you a little bit just about your overall impressions. I mean, it's the Lost conference and a decade, since this, and so. And it says, I am MEC. I kind of like this. I kind of like it. It kind of brings a community atmosphere to the show. It's like everybody is a piece of this.
It's way different than, for example, the TechEd. When you look around, it's more cozy, it's smaller. There are less people, of course, and there's a huge involvement between the audience and the Exchange product team here. So that's a very big advantage here. Yeah, also it's focusing on one product. I have been at MEC in 2000 and 2002, both in southern France as well as in California. Mm-hmm. And it's good that MEC is back, absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. And then so finally, how can people find you online or follow you on Twitter and kind of get a sense of what you're all about?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. My ID is Jaap Wes, that's JAAPWESS. So we'll write it down.
Yeah, I'll provide a link on there.
Yeah, my own website is www.jaapvesalius.com, and you can find me on Google as well. And if you just type in Google Jaap Vesalius, you will find me.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to chat a little bit.
Thank you very much.
And so for Jaap, and give us your, I was trying to pronounce this earlier.
Jaap Vesalius.
Well, no, your actual company,
yeah. Innovatief.
So for Jaap with Innovatief, I got F5er Janine behind the camera, and I'm with Peter. Thank you for watching.